Hi guys, I'm Tracy. Thank you for joining me today. So today's video is going to be about a couple of new palettes I got from Viseart during their sale that they had. Ended up a couple weeks ago, I think. And then I'm going to do something new. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys my vanity and how I organize things and display my brushes and store them and things like that. So if that's something you want to see, you gotta stay for the end. I'm gonna do that in the second part of this video. So first, I'm gonna talk about this new palette that I am just like in love with, and it's called the Etendu Paris Love Letter. And it's not that new. Until today, it was their newest Etendu. They just came out with another Paris themed palette. I don't remember the name, but it looks very lovely. But this palette just intrigued me from the day I saw it. It's so beautiful. It's different from what I have. You guys can take a look. I'm sure you guys have seen this somewhere if you don't have it already. But Viseart was having a 40% off site-wide. And I think some of their items were even more discounted. And I wanted the solstice, the mini solstice and the midsummer, but it came out to too little to get free shipping. So I ended up getting, for a very good price, I got the Etendu Love Letter as well as the Paris Edit, which looks like this. I have not used this yet. I have a little something to say about this in a little bit, but I haven't used that one. So I'm going to talk mainly about the Etendu Paris Love Letter. So this is a very springy palette, and I figured, it is spring, so it would be nice to have a palette that was a little bit more versatile than my apricotine palette, which I love. I wear that one all the time. Something about the tones of that palette are very complimentary to me. It just, every time I use it, it always looks great. It's a little bit darker, so the shades are a little bit not necessarily warmer, but their shades are a little deeper. Their shimmers are, a couple of them are much deeper. So this one is different in that there are no deep shimmers. In fact, there's only one color, this brown matte right here, that is dark enough to like deepen out the outer V for me or to line my lower lash line with. That color is called Chocolatier. So I'm gonna try to insert a clip or a couple of clips of me putting this palette on. So, and I'll go over a couple of the brushes that I use that are new, that I've been really enjoying and that have been working really well with this palette. So I used a couple of the Wayne Goss Squirrel brushes to do my transition shade, and I used this peach color called Lovelorn. I'm having a hard time reading since I'm getting to that age, but I used this peach color as my transition shade, and then I went in with the peach shimmer and kind of like put that all over, and then I use this green shimmer called Blooming in the middle to the inner part of my eye, and that was the color that really drew me to this palette. I know it's not a good reason to buy it, but it's a really beautiful color. I'm a kind of a sucker for green eyeshadow, so I really like that they have that in there. And this is only the second time I've used this, so I can't speak for all the shades, but I did want to go over some of the shades I use as like complexion, as blush and highlighter. There's a channel I watch a lot called Michi Makes Up, and she does a lot of Viseart reviews, and if she can, she uses some of the shadows and the shimmers as blush and highlight. So I really like that idea. So I've been trying to use that for some of my looks, to give yourself more of a monochromatic look that's really in right now. So really quick, in case you guys have this, it might work out for you, it might not, but I think it looks know if you can kind of see this peach color, and the highlight that I have here and here is from this palette. I did put cream bronzer and blush before that, so it's not just this, it's just I just used some of these colors kind of to accentuate what I already had on. So this is not just these colors that I have here. So the blush, I use the colors Cupid and Sonnet, which are these two right here. And I use my Chikuhodo Z8, which wasn't a good choice, but it kind of did get a little bit of those two shades, and I use that as blush. And then, hopefully this is, and then I use the color Charmed, which is this one right here, as highlight on my cheeks. And then the color Beloved, which is right here, as highlight kind of like in the center of my face, just a little. And I really like these tones for that purpose. And I use the Songyeji Detail Pro because it's the perfect size to get in there. And this particular size palette is a really good option to use as face products because the pans are bigger than they are in the minis, or like this Paris edit that I'll show you guys really quick. So these, the Petite Pro and these edit ones, the pans are mini, so they're small, which I don't mind. But if you're gonna use it as blush, it is kind of hard. The pans are just really tiny. And the thing I wanted to show you guys about this, I can do a more detailed review another time after I've gotten the hang of this, but I don't know if you can, it's like kind of busted up. The pans are all crooked. Can you guys kind of see it? It's like someone like did this to it and just like broke up the pans. I don't know if you guys can kind of tell, but that kind of sucks, you know. But it's, none of the shades are cracked. They're all in good shape. It's just that they look like they're gonna fall out. I don't think you guys can see it, but yeah, it looks like it's been through a lot. Not used, but just this palette has been through a lot, and none of my other Viseart palettes have looked like that. Especially this one. This one is just so perfectly flat and laid out, and I think this might be my favorite Viseart palette because it's just like the quintessential spring palette, and I feel like it will be very versatile. Like you can use it to do like a purple silverish look because it has these two right here, which are like really cool shimmers, and then you can do like a pink look here with like these right here, and then you can do a really peachy look with like these right here, and then you can always like add a pop of green to the peachy or pink shades, which I think look really nice. So I'm really happy with this, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm not going to swatch it just because I'm really not good at swatching, and there's tons of other videos with swatches of these, and I haven't used them all. But Viseart, I know they're known for their mattes, but I really like their shimmers. Something about them, it's just my favorite. There's very little fallout, and it is very metallic, but not in a glaring way. And I'll show you the brushes I used. I'll try to put a clip in. So the two new brushes that I use for this look are the Hakuhodo G5505. So this is the biggest packing brush that I have from Hakuhodo, and it's made out of horsehair, and I really like these for very detailed shimmer looks. So it looks like this. It's very flat, and I have like 3 of these in slightly different sizes, but I've been using this if I want to get like an all over lid color, and it's been working out really well. And then another brush that I've been surprisingly really enjoying is this new to me, the Chikuhodo Artist 6-8. So this is an itty bitty, and it's another packing brush, but it's not as flat as like the Hakuhodo one, and it's made out of, I'm pretty sure it's made out of horsehair, and it's not like, it is kind of fluffy, but it's been working really well to line my under eyes. For some reason it works really well. Like if I for example, I put a little like green here, and I was able to like kind of carry it here, and I also, you know, I cleaned that off, and I used it to do like some of the light. You know, you can't really see it because I didn't want it to be a very dark look, but I kind of used it to put some of the darker mattes right here, or the darkest matte, but it's really not that dark. So these two brushes I've been really enjoying. There's a couple of packing brushes, you want to see the difference. The Chikuhodo one is really tiny. It's, I think, pretty much my smallest packing brush, along with the Hakuhodo 246. It's just different because the Chikuhodo has a little more fluff to it, as opposed to the Hakuhodos that are just very, very flat. And I haven't tried it, these brushes wet, but I've heard they work really well for that. So I'm going to try it with my new palettes that I have here. So I'm really excited about trying the Paris Edit also. It reminded me of the Midsummer Petite Pro, which I've been wanting for a long time. So I figured this would be a great alternative. I was surprised that these have the mini pans. I thought this was going to be closer to the pan size of these, but they're not. It's fine. It's just, it comes in this really tiny compact case, which I really appreciate. These are my other two minis, and the apricotine is one of my most used and loved palettes that I have. So those are the palettes, and now I'm going to show you guys kind of like what's behind the camera, and in case you guys are curious. So let's see how I'm going to do this. All right. Okay. So these are my brushes. I'm going to turn the light on. You guys can see it really well. Okay. So you guys can see it from afar. So these are the 4, you know, like cups that I keep my brushes in. And these 2 or these 3 are, I was really into diptyque candles, so I have a ton of their empty jars. So I use them for my brushes. And then this is a Anthropology juice cup that I really like, this kind of frosted look, and it's a little smaller, so the brushes don't flare out as much. And I know this is probably not like the best way to keep them, but I like displaying them because I just really love looking at my brushes. So this one, this is all of my powder brushes. So like this big fluffy one, these are ones that I only use with powder, except this one I'll use it for foundation, but mostly like just kind of finishing foundation, like buffing it towards the end. And then this one, these are my cheek brushes that I use. So I have a few that I'll show you a little later that I don't use, so I don't keep it out so they don't get dusty. So these are all of my cheek brushes, and these are all powder brushes. So I only use these with powders. And then this is a combination of like eye concealer and foundation brushes that I use for creams. So all of these brushes here I use for creams. I got my 2 Yachios right here, and then this Koyuro foundation brush, which I use a lot, and like the concealer brush, that's always dirty. And then the Viseart 16, that's always dirty. And I've talked a lot about the GSN2 and the J210, which I use for cream products, and these two little Hakuhodo brushes. I use this one for like spot concealing. It would focus. Sorry, it's not. I think it's the G5515, and then this one I use to put my Latisse on. Which I mean, it's not what this is for. It's just what I use that for. And then this is my only non-fude brush. I use this to prime my eyes with concealer, and I don't know where it's from. My sister gave me a set of free brushes, and this one I use. It's synthetic and it's great. I don't know where it's from. And then these are all of my eye brushes that I use. I'm not going to go through them all, but these are yeah, I guess they're Chikuhodo, Viseart, Hakuhodo, and Sanyaji. Yeah, those are all my eye brushes that I use, and I do use a lot of them. And then this is like a little cup. Sometimes I put like brush guards on them, so I keep that in there. And then sometimes if a brush is like really dirty, I like need to get it, you know, like get it out of the mix, like this one. Just kind of like put it in there so it doesn't mix up with the cleaner brushes, and then when it's time to wash them, I'll wash them. And then, so this is for like my filming. This is my mirror, and this is kind of like my junk corner. These are brushes that I need to get rid of. It's just, some of them I really liked, you know, and some of them I spent a lot on and I just never used them. But time to get rid of them. And that's my MAC pile that I don't know if they're giving free lipsticks when you turn them in. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments below, but it's been like that for well over a year. I need to turn those in. And then here I have some of my jewelry, but my kids ruined most of it. And this is stuff that I use like really regularly. I just like to keep it all here so I don't forget to use these. It's like lip products, and a couple of concealers, my Latisse, and then my drawers here. This is kind of like my miscellaneous drawer. This is my palettes and foundation and liquid highlighters. So like my foundations and like the flawless filter there. And these are the palettes that I use. And then I have some back here. And then this is the drawer that I don't use, and like unopened things that I'm gonna gift. A couple of these are not opened, and these are just, some of these are not opened, and I don't know, I bought them because they were cheap, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. I don't do that anymore because I end up just wasting those products. And then here is my like skincare, and then I have a couple of stored brushes. What I have in here. So these are two, like the Sanyaji Classic Cheek and the Hakuhodo Kebo brush. I don't use it, so I just keep it in a box right here. And then I have a couple more from my Chikuhodo haul. These two that I haven't decided if I'm going to keep and use them. I'm gonna try one of them out. I just haven't decided which one because this is new to me. But once I kind of figure out what I'm going to use it for, I will take one of them out. And if I find them really useful, I'll keep both of them. But I don't think I'm going to use both of those. And it's kind of dirty. And the reason I have a towel on here, because my daughter gets into my makeup and is completely stained with concealer and lipstick, so it looks pretty disgusting. And then I have just my cheek and like setting powders in here, my blushes, bronzers, and things like that. And then the other drawers I have like brushes and hair products. So that is pretty much what is behind the filming area. It's my vanity that I film in, and it's in my closet. It's in the, like, it's a room, but it's a closet. And this is like the dresser, built-in dresser. And then I have like my perfumes here, but I don't know if you guys want to see that. And then that's the bathroom, and after that it gets really messy, so I'm not going to show you guys. It's always in a state of decluttering. So that is what I am looking at when I film. That is how I display my brushes, and that's how I store my makeup. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys found that interesting, and I will see you all next time. Bye.